What's up, guys? Another V Productions, another Trifecta, Saturday, March 27th. Beautiful spring weather. Let's get right to it. First leg of the Trifecta, the Eagles. What the heck are they doing? The number 6 pick they had, all signs were pointing to 4 quarterbacks going first 4 picks. You could then get at 6 either the best offensive lineman, Penei Sewell, Chase, or Smith at wide receiver, one of the best in the draft, or Pitts, the best tight end and highly graded player in the draft. Instead, they trade down to 12. Rumors were they were looking to trade with Miami for the 3rd pick to try to get Wilson. All signs are pointing to the Jets at 2, taking Wilson, who I told everyone was the guy a little early to the party on that, and now look what happens. They can't get Wilson, so they trade down to 12. But why? At 12, who are you going to get? Micah Parsons, Farley, Horn, those quarterbacks, I'm not feeling it. I don't know what they're doing. You mess up with Jalen Hurts now. You told him basically you're going for another quarterback. He's not your guy. You did that a year ago with Carson Wentz. I don't know what they're doing. Are they trying to build up draft picks to get Russell Wilson or low value on Deshaun Watson? I hate to say it. Michael Vick, rehabilitation 2.0. It's not looking good. I think they're going to be the worst team in the NFL next year. So that's what we have to look forward to. Second leg of the Trifecta. Let's talk about the Sixers, guys. My goodness. First place, 2 games ahead lead against the Nets and the Bucks. They don't make a move for Lowry. It would have cost Thibault, Maxey, and then 2 second-round picks, and possibly Lowry signing for 2 more years at big money. I agree with that. I think it might have affected the mojo of the team. Don't worry, guys. George Hill does not move the needle, but they're going to get 1 or 2 buyout players. We'll see what happens. You know, Lonzo Ball, J.J. Redick, LaMarcus Aldridge. Those guys are going to be available. They could have got Evan Fournier, who the Celtics traded 2 second-round picks for dirt cheap. That would have been amazing, but that didn't happen. So if they can get Redick and maybe one other guy, Aldridge, they're saying Aldridge is going to Miami. If you pair him up with Oladipo and Bam and Jimmy Butler and those shooters, that's scary. As long as the Sixers avoid the Heat in the playoffs with that roster, they'll be okay. But don't panic. This team is great at defense. They figured it out. They just need 1 or 2 tiny pieces. You get me J.J. Redick and maybe Lonzo Ball too off the bench. You got George Hill now. You got a solidified second unit. I think they're doing good. But the big fun, third leg of the Trifecta, let's talk about March Madness. Do the opposite of what I said. More madness than any other year as far as I can remember. So what does that mean? Let's go through the Sweet 16 games. You have Loyola, the bracket buster, against Illinois. They're playing Oregon State -6. Someone tells me Oregon State's going to cover. I think Oregon State beating up Oklahoma State and Tennessee. I think they lose, but they cover. Low-scoring game. I take Oregon State, the points, +6.5, or Loyola, Chicago, money line. And then in the other region, you got Houston against Syracuse. Houston's a 6-point favorite. I actually think Houston's going to destroy them. Every year, it seems a team that gets a monster scare early, like Houston did against Rutgers, goes to the finals. You look at what happened in Michigan against Houston just a couple years ago. Florida with Teddy Dupay and Butler years and years ago. I think Houston's going to get to the finals. Houston will crush Syracuse. And then you have Houston playing Loyola, and Houston will move on. Then you have Gonzaga playing. Who does Gonzaga play? They're going to play Creighton. Creighton, I think, is going to give them their best game. The spread, I think, is 12 points, and I think Creighton is going to cover, but there's no way they're going to win. If you're nervous, take Gonzaga money line, but there's not a lot of money on that, so I would take Creighton with the points. And then the best game, I think, is USC-Oregon. I don't know who to pick. I might move that line. USC went from a 1-point favorite to now a 3-point favorite. That could be a money line game. I think I'd take USC money line and see what happens, and then Gonzaga USC, but Gonzaga is ultimately going to move on. So I said Gonzaga and Houston. And then what else do you have? You have Alabama against UCLA. I think Alabama smokes them. I think that spread is 6.5. Take Alabama. UCLA is lucky to be in the tournament. And then you have Michigan against Florida State. Leonard Hamilton is a 3-point dog. It's light on the points, but I would take Florida State maybe outright, but I love them with the points. So Florida State playing Alabama, and then I think Alabama would get to the Final Four. And then the last region, Villanova-Baylor. This is the toughest game. I don't know that I could even touch this game, guys. My goodness, Baylor is a 7.5-point favorite. Oh, what do you do? I think I'm just going to take... I'm going to take Villanova with the points +7.5. It reminds me of the North Carolina game with the superheroes, and Villanova lost on a traveling call at the end. Take Villanova +7.5. And then the winner of Oral Roberts, Arkansas. Arkansas is an 11-point favorite. I think Arkansas blows them out. Everything they do is better than Oral Roberts' strengths, and Arkansas has those strengths. So Arkansas should win. I take Arkansas -11, and then Baylor would play Arkansas, and then Baylor would move on. So it'll be interesting, guys. So we'll see what happens. Enjoy the games, V Productions, the nice weather. We're out of here.